Rivertown was a quiet and sunny place, surrounded by rolling green hills and a sparkling river that caught the light like glittering jewels. People in Rivertown knew their neighbors well, and life seemed to pass at a steady, safe pace. But deep below those hills lay a secret, a place few dared to explore. It was called the MegaWell Cave, a dark and mysterious world hidden from the sun. And one bright morning, 5 friends would venture there, unaware of the danger waiting for them. Jenny, Max, Kara, Logan, and Ravi were best friends who spent most of their free time together. Jenny, the group's heart, was bold and curious, always looking for new adventures. Max, on the other hand, was the planner, full of energy and always ready with an idea. Kara loved to make the others laugh. She was carefree and fun-loving. Logan preferred to take his time, sketching their adventures in a little notebook, while Ravi, cautious as always, worried about what might go wrong. Each of them brought something unique to the group, but it was Max who came up with the plans. That morning, Max had his most daring idea yet. "My uncle told me about a cave outside of town," Max had said earlier, his voice buzzing with excitement. "He said there's this glowing blue pool inside. It's supposed to be one of those hidden wonders. We have to see it for ourselves." The idea thrilled Jenny and Kara instantly. They loved the thought of discovering something incredible. Logan nodded in quiet agreement, though he was more interested in drawing the glowing pool than exploring the depths of the cave. Ravi, however, was hesitant. "What if the cave collapses? What if we get lost?" he asked nervously. But with the others teasing him and urging him not to worry so much, Ravi gave in. "Fine, but I don't feel good about this," he muttered. The friends packed their bags with flashlights, snacks, and water bottles and set out on their bikes toward the hills. When they reached the entrance to MegaWell Cave, they realized why so many rumors surrounded it. The opening was huge, like a gaping mouth filled with jagged teeth. Cool air drifted out, giving the air a damp and musty smell. Shadows seemed to move just beyond the rocky frame, and strange echoes whispered from within. The group hesitated for a moment. Even Jenny felt a chill as she stared at the cave's dark mouth. But Max led the way, clicking on his flashlight and stepping inside. "It's just a cave," he said confidently, trying to sound braver than he felt. Jenny followed close behind, and soon the others joined in, their lights cutting through the darkness. Inside, the cave walls shimmered faintly as their flashlights swept over them. Small drops of water dripped from the ceiling, and their footsteps echoed loudly. Logan stopped now and then to sketch the jagged walls and strange formations. Kara kept cracking jokes, trying to keep the mood light, but Ravi hovered at the back of the group, glancing nervously over his shoulder every so often. "Relax," Jenny said at one point, noticing his anxious face. "We've got everything we need, and we're sticking together. There's nothing to be afraid of." The group walked deeper into the cave. The tunnel twisted and turned, the air growing cooler with each step. Finally, after what felt like forever, they saw it, the glowing pool. It was even more mesmerizing than Max had described. The water shimmered in an eerie blue light, like thousands of tiny stars had been trapped beneath the surface. The glow reflected off the walls, filling the space with a magical, almost otherworldly light. For a long moment, no one spoke. They simply stood in awe of the beauty before them. Even Ravi's fears seemed to fade as he stared at the glowing water. "Wow," Kara whispered, breaking the silence. "It's like something out of a dream." Max grinned, pleased with himself. "See? Totally worth it." He set down his flashlight and rummaged through his bag. "We need a picture of this. Proof that we were here. Everyone, stand by the pool." The friends gathered near the edge of the water, laughing and jostling into place. Max positioned his camera, setting the timer. "Hold still," he called out as he stepped back toward them. But as he moved, a loud crack echoed through the chamber. The ground beneath them began to shift. Guys," Max began, his voice suddenly filled with fear. The ground. Before he could finish, the rocks beneath them crumbled. The friends screamed as they fell, plunging into the darkness below. The fall felt endless, their cries bouncing off the walls. Finally, they hit the ground with jarring force, the air knocked from their lungs. For a moment, everything was silent except for the sound of their gasping breaths. Jenny groaned, sitting up and clicking on her flashlight again. "Is everyone okay?" she asked, her voice shaky. Kara coughed and sat up, wincing. I think so. That was the worst ride of my life. Logan nodded weakly, while Ravi's voice shook as he muttered, I knew this was a terrible idea. The dim beam of Jenny's flashlight revealed their surroundings. They were in a narrow cavern, the walls slick with moisture and rock piles all around them. The glowing pool was nowhere to be seen. Ravi's panic grew. We're trapped, he whispered, his voice rising with each word. We're trapped, and no one knows where we are. Calm down, Jenny said firmly. Panicking isn't going to help. Max, normally full of confidence, looked pale and shaken. We just need to climb out, he stammered. Together, they searched for a way back up, but the walls were too steep, the rocks too loose. The reality sank in. They were stuck. The hours passed slowly. They sat in silence, huddling together in the cold. The only food they had were a few granola bars from their backpacks, and their flashlights cast only dim light now. Ravi's fear grew with each passing minute, everything he'd worried about playing out in real time. Kara tried to lighten the mood with a joke, but no one laughed this time. Logan scribbled furiously in his notebook, though no one asked what he was writing. Jenny stayed quiet but kept checking the flashlight batteries, aware they wouldn't last much longer. Then a sound broke the oppressive silence. Faint at first, it grew louder, a rumbling, followed by voices above. The group froze, listening intently. Hello? Max shouted suddenly, his voice echoing through the cavern. Light beams pierced the darkness above, and ropes were lowered down. Relief flooded through the group as they realized rescue workers had found them. One by one, the friends were hoisted up to safety. Fresh air rushed over them, and sunlight warmed their faces as they emerged from the depths. Family members waited anxiously, running forward to pull them into hugs. Ravi collapsed into his mother's arms, tears flowing freely. I told you this was a bad idea, he cried. Max, guilt-ridden, mumbled an apology to his uncle, shame written across his face. Jenny placed a reassuring hand on Max's shoulder. Hey, we're all okay. That's what matters. But maybe next time, we'll be more careful. Kara sighed dramatically. Next time, can we just go rollerblading or something? The group laughed weakly, knowing they'd never forget the MegaWell Cave. The shimmering, magical pool had been real, but so had the danger. For the kids of Rivertown, the story of the MegaWell Cave tragedy became a warning to respect the unknown. And for Jenny, Max, Logan, Kara, and Ravi, it was a hard-earned lesson they'd carry with them for the rest of their lives.